Weekly Gear Update is brought to you by Mid-South Shooter Supply.
Hi, and welcome to the Weekly Gear Update. I'm Ed Mobley.
And I'm Steve Lawrence.
And today we have a really interesting product from the good folks at Bison Tactical. And what's really exciting about companies like Bison Tactical or Marcus, over at Sidewinder, is when folks with a real passion for shooting actually create some really good products and have a really viable business.
That's right.
So tell the folks what we have here.
So Fred at Bison Tactical has storm-proof paper, similar to Rite and Rain. This is actually a refill for the Sidewinder DOPE holder. So it comes with 10 sheets of storm-proof paper. You can get it in either tan, in this case, or white. And the nice thing about this is it has some really good properties, which we'll cover.
Properties that are essential in the Pacific Northwest.
Yes.
and so we're going to talk about that. And also it's worth mentioning that whether it's tan or white, you can also get them pre-printed with a nice little grid.
Yeah.
That shows your
target number and your distance.
Your distance. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So why don't we talk about why you'd use this versus a typical business card or paper. One is in the Northwest, or oftentimes you may be shooting in foul weather. If you're writing on a regular piece of paper or a business card, you'll see in this case it wears out very, very fast, and you get one usage out of it, particularly if you're using pen, or even in paper. If you erase it, it just ends up being a wet mess if it gets wet.
And it's really not what your employer intended when they gave you the business cards in the first place.
So yeah, they come pre-cut to fit the Sidewinder Industries DOPE card holder. Why don't we go ahead and move the rifle aside?
I mean, you probably saw on Facebook where I did some preliminary tests. I mean, I put it in a puddle and wrote on it, and it worked. It was amazing and just stood out in the rain, and we shot it in a few matches, and it's just
it's very, very durable. In fact, they sell the stormproof paper in full sheets. They were kind enough to actually supply the matchbooks for the Northwest Precision Rifle League finale held late last year. And the nice thing is, because it rained during the match, these really held up well. In fact, so well, you can't even tear these because these are synthetic or plastic.
Yeah, and it's worth noting, I have a collection of old matchbooks where it's typically rained and it's like pulp.
Yeah.
And I mean, and this is, I mean, it really held up. I mean, just an interesting product. I'll give you a nice blank page for notes.
So we want to actually demonstrate a couple of properties. So we'll go ahead and change the camera setup. The first will be writing in rain, or actually we'll demonstrate writing underwater.
Hey, if you're a scuba diver, you could probably use it.
Yeah. So let's do that. Okay, Ed, so why don't you go ahead and demonstrate writing underwater. Now, try smudging that with your finger. Does it holds up fairly well?
Yeah. No, I didn't see really any smudging.
Try the pen. Let's try a ballpoint pen. Awesome.
Now this is a long shot. We didn't rehearse this.
Let's try a Sharpie.
Let's try a Sharpie. We're gonna draw a hair on these guys.
Okay, the water's diluting the.
Yeah, but
ink.
Yeah.
Okay, the next thing we're going to demonstrate is the fact that this paper can be used multiple times because it is plastic. It has sort of micro teeth within the paper to provide friction for the lead. So go ahead and scribble something, Ed, and erase it. What we're going to do is test on here how many times we can actually reuse this. Because this could take multiple.
Twice.
This could
I mean, we might be here for a while.
We might be here for a while. In fact, what we're told is through multiple erasings that the erasure will cause the micro teeth, the plastic teeth in the paper, to wear out eventually. So there won't be anything to grab the lead off the pencil and put it on the paper.
I think I would lose it by the time I wore out the the micro teeth.
So we've run 5. Are you noticing anything yet?
No, I mean, it's still completely usable. I mean, I noticed in the rain, I think maybe the practical limit might be 6 or 7 uses.
Okay.
But I mean, here on this tabletop test, I mean, it doesn't seem to, I mean, it's still nice and sharp, right?
Yeah.
I mean, where the wearing of those little micro teeth would show up is you wouldn't be able to write on it. The lead, right? And,
yeah, the lead would just slide right over the plastic.
Right, but we're not
getting to that point yet.
I mean,
slightly, looks like.
Yeah, but I mean, still.
It's still, you can read what you're writing. All right, well, I think you guys get the idea. So how many we're up to, 8 or 9?
I think 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I mean, but just for all practical purposes, I mean, it just, again, I mean, you're going to lose this thing, I think, before you wear it out.
Okay.
Or you're going to wear out your eraser. I think the eraser in this pencil is going to go before we wear out this particular card.
Okay. Great.
So there we go.
All right, guys, the next thing we want to demo for you is the fact that if you don't want to use lead, you can, in fact, use a Sharpie or a ballpoint pen and reuse it.
So I'm showing my artistic flair. Well, this was just used underwater. We'll give it a few.
Now, what would you use to actually wipe this out? One option is acetone, or in the case that we'll demo for you, isopropyl alcohol will work just fine. And there's a towel back here. So what Ed's doing is just getting a swab of alcohol. So there you go. Essentially,
I mean, we can get this thing just looking like it came from the factory.
Essentially ready to reuse again.
Yeah, look at that. There you go.
So there you have it, the Bison Tactical Stormproof Paper refills. I think these retail for just under $7 plus shipping. And you can get them from bisontactical.com.
Yeah, and they're going to last for a while. And also, don't forget, you know, for you match directors, or if you want to do any type of custom printing, they will actually do printing for you using their paper. So that's also something to reach out to them about.
Well, that's it for this week, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this and found this interesting.
Remember, folks, life's an adventure.
Stay on target.